Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Very excited for today's beer. It's actually Cigar City's Hunaphu, a beer I have enjoyed in the past. It's actually one of my favorite styles, some that are easier to get are good to decent to good to really good. Some of the ones I think are really great are harder for me to get. And Hunaphu, depending on the year, is one of those ones that I have thought is great. So pretty excited to try the 2019. Well, it's their 10th anniversary and it's an imperial stout. It's got a new label wraparound. It's really cool. The hieroglyphics, um, but I'm not seeing like ABV and exactly which adjuncts. It's one of those like you know um, Mexican hot chocolate kind of a stout. So cocoa nibs. I'm trying to remember cocoa nibs, vanilla. I think it has cinnamon, peppers. I don't think this is one of the ones that has coffee in it. I might be forgetting an adjunct or adding an adjunct. But anyway, so that's kind of a neat thing about the style is they almost always have, they should always have peppers in it. I would argue cinnamon. Um, what else should it definitely have? I mean, cocoa nibs, I would say definitely should have. Coffee, I mean, traditionally they would not have had coffee. Lactose, they traditionally would not have had. Um, well, that's just being a history nerd. But yeah, anyway, really excited for this. I have not watched any reviews. I haven't read anything about it. I don't know what people are even saying about this, the 2019. I kind of wish I looked up some stuff. I looked at the bottle. I'm like, oh, this is a cool looking bottle. I didn't look at it as like a source of information. So I think it's around 10% ABV. It is an imperial stout. Try to face the glass closest to you with the cleanest part. It's pretty darn black. There is some brown. A little less than a finger of mocha head. Very small bubbles. As they're breaking up, forming like regular size small bubbles, but like it's almost like a nitro small bubble. Let's get into the aroma. I actually get a lot of is I never thought about that filming in the basement. Washing machine's making a noise. It'll be fun to see if they picked up on it or not. Anyway, I get pepper skin. Actually, is one of the first things I get. Not heat, but it's almost coming across like bell pepper. Then I'm getting some roast, some chocolate. There's a little bit of spiciness. I get some cinnamon mixing in with that spiciness. Actually, I'm getting a little bit more cinnamon. There's some sweetness there. Almost reminiscent, not that I've had it in I don't know how many years, but a cinnamon toast crunch. There's a little bit of vanilla. Okay. It's super faint. Maybe I'm tricking myself into saying vanilla. But yeah, that pepper roastiness is what I get the most of. Pretty good aroma. I'll be honest with you, I'm hoping the taste is a lot better than this aroma because the aroma is not getting me super excited. We'll notice that the head's gone pretty well. Yeah, it's got to be double digits. Got some, legs there too. But anyway, cheers. Sorry, let me do that better. Cheers. Does taste better than the aroma, so that's good. My first thought is how I remember liking Abraxas a lot more this year, but this is good. Good level cinnamon. Um, if it was a little bit more cinnamon, I'd still be okay with it, but definitely has an okay amount of cinnamon for me. I'm totally fine with where it's at. Um, Not that it's like low, but like I wouldn't want to lose any of it. But again, it's totally fine where it is. If they want to go up a little bit, cool. Good level of that roasty dark chocolate thing I got in the aroma. Okay, so I'm glad I took a second sip before I delved into the heat. because exactly what I was hoping would happen is happening based on 2 gulps. Tiny bit of that pepper heat, very tiny, almost more like a smoky quality on the first sip. Let's be honest, gulp. On the second one, that's where I got, and you can probably tell by the gesturing, in the back of my throat, a little bit more of that pepper heat. It is not a ton though. This is very much not a melt your face off peppery IPA or IPA stout. If there is vanilla, I'm not getting a ton of it. But yeah, that chocolate roast with some of that heat, that cinnamon, it does work really well. I feel like I don't have a lot of energy this beer review. I was kind of hoping it'd be a little bit better than it is. It's not bad at all. It's just, it's got, I don't know. Again, no hype, right? Like, I look at the label, I'm like, man, that's so cool. They changed up the 10th anniversary. It's the 10th anniversary. They probably, amped it up a little bit this year. It's going to be like this amazing, version. And it's just really good. And it's weird to be like disappointed by a beer that I think is really good. Like I said, if they wanted to up the cinnamon a little bit, I'd be okay with that. But I'm totally cool with cinnamon is. The roast dark chocolate. I mean, in a stout, I can almost always use more chocolate. I love chocolate. But I think kind of like the cinnamon, where it's at, totally fine. It'd be that heat, I wish, was just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Because even that second gulp, it went away relatively quickly. Like, I felt it more. It was right where I wanted it. And oddly, I'm craving a little bit more my palate, actually. Really trying to let it dance on my tongue there. And again, it's where I want it, is the back of my throat. But you would think, like, as you're sipping it, you'd get a little bit more on the tongue. The finish, I quite like, actually. It's almost straight dark chocolate. Actually, you know what? And this is high praise, this beer. Is it reminds me of making, Mexican hot chocolate. It doesn't have that milky, like, more like if I used, my wife likes almond milk. So it's almost more like I make it with almond milk, so it doesn't have that full richness and creaminess, that lactose, actual sweetness. I get unsweetened almond milk too, so it doesn't have like that extra milky sweetness, that milky fullness. So I don't think this has lactose in it. If it does, it's not hitting me over the head with things I traditionally associate with lactose. That extra level of sweetness, that level of vanilla. But it does, again, what I was trying to do is give this beer credit. In the finish, it reminds me of making that hot chocolate with the Mexican spices mix with the almond milk. So those flavors are there in the finish, just not quite the heat for very long. And admittedly, in that, the mix I have in my head that I had bought the last time I bought it from a local chocolatier, I would add some cayenne to it when I made it to get a little bit spicier. Not that I'm a hothead when it comes to beers. I actually don't like beers that are particularly peppery and spicy. But for this one, I wish it was a little bit higher. What do you guys think? Have you had this? I'm really curious. I do think it's a really good beer. It's just not great to me. And in my head, I was like expecting it to be great. Did you have a similar thought when you had it? Did it blow your mind? Did it completely underwhelm you? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. I love the conversations. It's actually the best part of doing these beer reviews is connecting with people. So I love that. Speaking of connecting with people, check me out on Instagram and Untapped. No hype beer reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.